if you have not met this beautiful human next to me, this is Liz. I'm going to have Liz introduce herself and why she is awesome to you guys. Go for it.
Hey. This is starting out to be really great. It's like we hit the live, we're both going like this, like we're on a deserted island, like help. Good morning. We've been up a long time. Have you? Anyway, what up? I'm Liz Wilcox. If you haven't watched our previous episode and little tidbits, people basically call me the Fresh Prince of Email because I do email different. So my big claim to fame is I used to be an RV travel blogger. And when I decided to finally, do the thing they tell you to do and launch a digital course, I had 141 people on my wait list and I made 141 sales. So word got around on the internet streets, and I ended up selling that blog to go all in to teach people how the heck I did that. So I think that's what we're going to talk about today.
It is. So we have a lot of questions because what I think may have been just glossed over a little bit is that Liz is an expert in all things email and copywriting and like sales pages. And I'm just going to hype you up as much as need be because I think you're awesome.
Okay. I thought when Caroline said, oh, she's an expert in blah, blah, I thought she was going to say like 90s pop culture, and then I'd be able to like show off all my like nerdy stuff.
And the 90s pop culture and all things in sync.
Yeah. So before we get going, so I know there's a lot of email marketers. If you're like, oh, should I listen to Liz? I just like, let this be my like ultimate sales pitch for myself. Like no other email marketer is going to have an in-sync snow globe. Okay. That fashions also as a pen holder that I clearly am not. I need more pens because it's empty. But anyway, okay. I'm going to focus today.
The question was, I started my blog about one topic, but lately I've been shifting into another. Should I scrap my email list and start over since it's not about the original topic I was talking about, or what else should I do? Now, the person who asked this question did not leave their original topic and the topic that they're pivoting to, but I'm going to assume that it's something that's probably not as egregious as like going from talking about recipes to talking about dog tutus. I don't think it's that big of a switch.
Okay. If you've been in contact with your people, mostly consistently, then you can just start to say like reset expectations. Say things like, hey, this is the direction I'm going. Are you in? Are you out? If it is kind of like really different, if you were, like a pop culture blog and now you're going to be like a grief support coach, then you definitely need to tell people like just straight up, this is the direction I'm going, and have an opt-in that says like, click here if you want to stay along. And anyone that doesn't click, you need to remove from your email list, right? You can't do that with social media. They'll have to drop off themselves. But in the email list in particular, you definitely need to like actually remove them, because not having them not open because they're not interested anymore is going to affect your deliverability. It's going to make that open rate, that click rate go down. It's going to start putting you into the spam folder. So we definitely don't want that, right? If it is something like, oh, I was doing website design, but now I'm doing Pinterest or something that's, like adjacent to or in the same like broader niche, then you can just say, hey, I'm slowly moving this way, and, kind of have it sort of start to bleed into the new thing. You can do that opt-in to make sure you really know who's interested. You don't have to remove everybody, but trying to, I would say over a month or so, like really just, hey, this is my new thing. Don't forget I'm doing this new thing. And I don't know if I've ever said this in an interview, but even inviting people to unsubscribe, if they're not interested, could help you really fine tune that email list.
So you don't invite people to unsubscribe at any point if you change directions, like, or
No, I don't, because I'd rather delete them. If you have too many people unsubscribe at once, like, so let's say you send out an email to 4,000 people and 500 people unsubscribed, that would put up a red flag, red flag on the field, to the email gods, to the internet, all those little spiders crawling through everything. That would signal, holy crap, something just happened with this email. This person is spamming people.
Yeah.
And they're gonna, quote unquote, punish you. It could even flag your email service provider to shut you down.
Oh no.
Yeah. And now that's why I didn't want to say that, because that's going to scare people. And I'm not a fear monger, I swear.
No.
So that is an extreme case. I really only see that with people who have massive lists that were taken, not massive lists that they created, that they took from, like, for an example, a realtor has access to a massive list of other realtors. Let's say if they've reached a certain level, if they were to take that list and put it into a service provider and people started unsubscribing like mad or complaining, then that would flag the ESP. They would shut you down. That does happen. Now, for this person in this case, that's not going to happen to you, baby. Don't let mama scare you. We're having a good time here. That's very unlikely, but that is would be the case if you were like, hey, I used to sell dog tutus and now I'm going to be a grief coach. I invite you to unsubscribe. If almost everyone unsubscribed, it probably wouldn't shut down your ESP, but it probably would flag the internet gods to think, oh, she's spam. That's why I say delete them yourself. But if it's just, going from, what did I say? Like website design to Pinterest, it's going to be a smaller trickle of unsubscribes. That's 100% normal. Or email, you want people to unsubscribe, right? When they're not interested. And that's actually going to help you in the long run. So don't let me scare you.
No fear mongering at all. That was good though. That's a really good thing to remember though, is that we don't want to encourage everybody to unsubscribe all at once. If we
Yeah. I mean, if it is, like, oh, website to Pinterest, like, oh, if you're really, if you're anti-Pinterest, unsubscribe, that's going to be fine. And that's why I said, you might want to say that, because it's going to be a smaller amount of people, because that is such a little leap that, it's really not going to be a big deal. And it actually will help you in the long run, because the people that are, pro Pinterest are going to stay on.
So do you have any, like, I guess, final words on like what people can do, especially when they're first starting out, to kind of get past the like big scaries? I have no other word other than just like the big scaries of hitting send for the first time on an email.
Yeah, great question. And this is the part where I've been talking for an hour and a half or an hour and 5, and I'm just going to pitch myself. Join my membership. I will encourage you. I will cheerlead you. I know it's scary. I know it's like, here's the mouse, like, like, I don't know. Just keeping the real answer, just remembering, like, we're just trying to turn these people into friends. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, but again, thinking of them as real people, like, okay, even if you've only got a few people, like, okay, I know this person, or I want to get to know this person, right? It's the same with social media. When people comment, we're commenting for the first time, thinking of it as that, maybe even thinking of it as a social platform at first, if that helps you to hit send. Nothing is finite. Sending newsletters, again, it allows the brand to evolve. So if you mess up this week, you've got another chance next week.
Yeah.
And join my membership. I'll write it for you. It'll take away all the stress.
I was going to
90% of the stress. You still have to hit send. But again, you can email me. I'll rah the crap out of you.
Liz, thank you so much for being here. Where can people find you and find more about you?
Yeah, so if you're just getting started with email, of course, you can go to lizwilcox.com and hit the hot pink button and get my freebie. You can get a welcome sequence already written for you and some newsletter samples. But the best way right now is the flash sale, of course. I know Caroline has her affiliate link that sale ends tonight. And that really is the best way. I retired my services because of this offer. I don't you cannot hire me to write for you. So I really am inside the membership all day, every day. All I do is promote it or be in it. And so that's really the best way to get my eyeballs on stuff, to get my feedback, and to start writing your emails and get rid of those scaries.
I love that. Liz, thank you so much for being here today. And everybody go follow Liz. Go get into the email marketing membership if you haven't. It's the best $9 a month that you will ever spend on anything.
I tend to agree. Thank you so much, Caroline. And thanks everybody for watching. I can't wait to see what you do with email.
Bye, guys.